Hello and welcome to EDS 500 for spring of 2023. My name is Paul Deschon and I'm going to be your instructor. This is going to be a quick overview of the course and course syllabus. I realize there's more sophisticated ways to do this. I've done different screen capture things before, and frankly the transition from Blackboard to Canvas recently, I lost a lot of material. So I'm doing this quick here for you guys. This is really an important discussion we're having where I should answer almost all of your questions on the flow of the course today. So this would be what we'd cover on our first course meeting. Of course, it's asynchronous, so there is no course meeting. So keeping it moving. I told you my name. We don't have any formal meeting times. Feel free to email me or send me a message through Canvas. Email is best. I don't have any formal office hours, but I'm happy to make time to correspond via email or to do a Zoom or phone call if necessary. I've texted before too, as needed, as the need arises. For this course, the course description, we're exploring issues of learning and development in a variety of theoretical lenses. This is the description when you signed up for the course. Our course objectives are these four things. And again, feel free to follow along on your syllabus here. I'm just trying to do this to make this a little visual. So these four objectives. The first three correspond to the first three units. So in Unit 1, we'll demonstrate an understanding of major developmental theories and principles of adolescent motivation. Unit 2, same thing for learning. In Unit 3, we're going to be talking about adolescent identity. And then the fourth objective, apply that knowledge to principles to actual learning and teaching related situations. And that happens in each of the units. I'll explain the required text here. We use this in Unit 2, but things move along pretty quickly. It also should be available at the bookstore. Otherwise, we have, let's see, still has the word Blackboard on here. Otherwise, in Canvas, all the articles are posted. So I will explain that to you. This page right here, page 2, this course structure, this has every due date and really gives you an overview of the flow of the course, the overall flow of the way the course is organized. So starting here in the beginning, I will say, I'm going to refer to everything as weeks because we're taking this course during the springtime. Everything is condensed, so a week is actually 3 to 4 days. 3 or 4, it's typically a 3-day week. So I'm going to use the language week, but in fact, your week is over in 3 days. Things move very quickly in the spring semester, but everyone I've had in the past, the third or fourth year I've taught this course, and then I've taught EDE 300 for elementary education, and same idea. It moves fast in the spring, but all right, so week 1, the only thing we're going to do is this personal introduction. Throughout the course of the course, we have a number of discussions. You'll see that these discussions, and I'll describe these in a minute too, but the discussions, so each date here on the syllabus, you have something due. You should be turning in something on every date listed here. It's not as bad as it looks, but this course is busy, and you're probably going to be online, 4 or 5 out of the 7 days in a given calendar week. So during week 1, you're going to review this video and do the personal introduction discussion. And then all of our units are 4 weeks long and have the same format. So during the first 2 weeks of the unit, there's reading. There's 3 articles, typically 3 PDFs to read, or again, some book chapters to read. And so during that time frame, you're going to read these and then participate in a discussion about those readings. And I'll talk more about that. It's an online 3-day discussion. So we read and discuss. Now we're done reading. Now we're applying. You're going to do an identity journal assignment. Again, more about that later. And then you do the Unit 1 culminating assignment. In this case, it's a classroom observation. I don't know if you're still in field placements or if you have to arrange this yourself, but it's important that you get into a classroom to do this. Then if you look at each other, the following units, read and discuss, read and discuss. Then there's your identity journal that actually comes with the identity journal. And then there's a unit culminating assignment to apply what we read and discussed. There's actually a discussion built into that. And then the third unit, read and discuss, identity journal, and then a culminating assignment for this unit. And then there's a reflection assignment at the end. Everything is due by 11:59. Do Canvas. I changed it over here. You'll find the modules are able to walk you through things. I don't have links to every assignment in there. I think the discussions are separate. You have to seek out the discussions separate. All right, so course structure, again, it's asynchronous. There's no face-to-face meetings, so you have flexibility within your day on when you do this, morning, afternoon, or evening. But we have all of these deadlines. The timelines are really important to keep things together. We're moving through this. I believe there's 8 people in the course when last I checked. So you're going to have an 8-person discussion about these issues. And on day 1, everyone's going to post their ideas. And then day 2 or day 3, there's going to be responses. So you're going to have the best you can have a meaningful discussion online, disjointed. We're going to discuss the ideas of the reading. So it's important that you get your post in on day 1 and then you respond by day 3, because once day 3 is over, no one's going back to look at that discussion anymore. So you can't give any credit for any late postings because it's essential to that give and take. Other things we can talk about, the concern about extensions in the spring is that work just tends to pile up. But obviously, there are always, it seems, extenuating circumstances. All right. So I talked about the 3 units here. 2 weeks we read. Yep, I kind of talked through all that. Again, a week takes 3 to 4 days. The 3-day discussion is a big deal. These are all the points line up. I'm not going to spend time with the math, but just so you understand, again, put my pen in here. So each unit, right, there's a culminating assignment. These are the big unit assignments, and then the course reflection at the end. And then working, I guess, top to bottom, there's this personal intro discussion. That's all we're doing this week, which is great. But then, so there's 10 online discussions. So there's 6, right? We read for 2 weeks and discuss for 2 weeks. And so that's the first 2. This will go 2, 2, 2, right? That's how we get to these 6. And then in each of your units, there's a identity journal, and there's a discussion that ties into that. And then there's this other discussion that happens to tie into unit 2. 3 identity journal assignments. I mentioned those. And then all the way through. I will give you great detail as to what is expected for the assignments. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to read very carefully. There is no, right, I'm an educator. I have my doctorate basically in the science of learning and education. There is no gotcha. You are all accomplished students. So I'm going to tell you what I want. I'm going to say, during this assignment, please use these headings, because that's how best to organize the information. It's how best to communicate the information. And then I assign points to that. So if you don't use the headings, then you don't get the points, because you don't get the points for not using the headings, right? And so those are really kind of easy points for you to get, but they're also critical because it helps organize the information and organize your thinking. I've had these assignments in course like this or similar so many times. This is all very well refined, these assignments and these learning activities. So please do your best to take time and get a deep understanding of what's required of you. This personal intro discussion, you'll find that in the discussion board, but there are 5 questions you have to answer on the first day of that discussion. And then there's also something, and then you have to come up with your own question on the first day of the discussion. And all of that is detailed. So take time out. Make sure you're giving yourself enough time to understand the assignment. These assignments in and of themselves are not monumental, but it's really critical that you understand the assignment and understand what I'm looking for. So again, when you look at a 3-day discussion, right? So you'll be posting for this one, for the personal intro. You're going to answer all 5 of my questions, and then come up with one of your own for your classmates. And then on the third day, or second or third day, but by the third day, 11:59 p.m., you will have posted 2 replies about someone else's comments, about someone else's post. And then I believe you'll have also updated your profile picture. So we have an idea. We can tie these to your face and get to know each other as a community. And then this one I think has an extra credit. So if you record a 60-second video, that's even more getting to know you. So I assign more credit to that. But I will say, right, as we look at this, this is this coming week, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Turn around on Friday, you're expected to discuss these 3 readings. So I'm not telling you when you have to read them, but by Friday at midnight, you need to have a well thought out, intelligently worded post, an opinion about these readings. And there's more details about that. But the point of this conversation, the point I'm trying to make now is that you may be reading during these days, so you're ready for this discussion. So if you deeply understand the flow of work and when these assignments are due, you'll do best. If you have questions, of course, you can email me. One of my responses is typically, have you watched the welcome video or the assignment-specific video? Again, I lost a bunch of content when we went from Blackboard to Canvas, so it's my intention to have a video description of what a discussion is, a video description of what this assignment is, and I'm either going to try to dig those up or recreate those for you. Again, having as super clear expectations. So again, none of this is gotcha. None of this is to teach you organizational skills or turning stuff in on time. My goal is to communicate and navigate you through all of these learning experiences. I did note that this being a 3-credit class, the idea is that you should expect, even though we're not meeting in person, you would expect to be in class for 3 hours and possibly get up to 6 hours of homework in a given week. So that would be 9 hours. It's kind of a rule of thumb. And when I say week, I mean 3-day period. So if you follow my math, you could theoretically be spending up to 18 hours a week on this class. Again, my goal is not to maximize your work and keep you busy. These are all very carefully crafted learning experiences that I'm here to walk you through. Hopefully you found this meaningful and helpful. If you have any questions, please email me, and I look forward to seeing you on the first day of the discussion on May 2nd. All right, take care.